So I'm a little intimidated, standing in my normal gym where I come every morning usually, and try to lift weights and do some cardio and all the things. But Miss Cynthia came here this past weekend for a state powerlifting competition, and as you can see behind me, she lifted all the weights. They're gone. She lifted them all. So they renamed this place the house that Miss Cynthia built. And I'm kind of joking about that part, but I'm not joking about her lifting all the weights, because she killed it this past weekend. She absolutely crushed it. And you guys, some of you are familiar with what she was working toward and some of the sacrifices that she had to make to do that, in the way of early mornings, getting up and busting her butt and just, keeping her diet in check and really working hard. She's a true example of where hard work and dedication can get you if you really buckle in. So I'm not going to tell you about the numbers that she pushed up this past weekend. I want to for you guys to be able to ask her, and for her to see the shock on your faces when she tells you how much weight she lifted this weekend. It's super impressive. I'm very, very proud of her, and I hope you guys tell her how proud of you all are as well. That's one portion of what I wanted to say this morning. I was supposed to be with you today, and I don't have a vehicle. I was in a car accident last night after I talked with South Unit in the gym, and I said I'd come for early morning gym this morning. I was T-boned by somebody who wasn't paying attention, and I could go on and on about that, but that's not what I want to say. What I want to tell you is a message of humility. Not humility in the sense of being embarrassed. For those of you that know humility and what that really entails, it means being reminded of, your place, what's important. Being reminded essentially that sometimes we're not always right, and sometimes our priorities aren't always right. I was hit last night in the side of my brand new, shiny, wonderful, awesome vehicle that I just loved. And usually I don't care about vehicles, but I really liked this one. I really, really genuinely enjoyed it. And when I was hit, my first thought was, I got out of the car and I was just angry. I was mad. And the first instinct I had was to look at the damage on my vehicle. And I felt stupid, to be honest with you. And I had to admit that to myself. And I'm still dealing with it, because my first thought should have been, one, are the people in the other car okay? Two, Marley was in the back seat. Is she okay? Because she was shaken up. But I did realize something, and that was, I realized several things in the moment, and that was, I snapped out of that real quick, because in an instant when I walked over to the people that hit me, it was very evident to me that their loss was going to affect their life more than it did mine. And that's because clearly I'm driving a brand new vehicle. Theirs was not by any stretch. And the loss that they took is probably going to hurt their entire situation a little bit more than it will mine. I'll recover. So I had to realize that, but I also had to be thankful. All of us got out and were walking and alive, and that's first and foremost what's important. Marley's okay. She was shook up, a little nervous, but she's fine, and I had to realize that that's more important than a vehicle and something that's shiny and cool looking and goes fast and all the things. That's not important. That's not what matters. My first call was to 911 to make sure that we had everything in place. My second call was to my wife to let her know I'm alive. And my third call, or my third contact, I'll say, was a text to Miss Julie to let South Unit know, I'm sorry, I won't be there for early morning gym. And I tell you that because I want you to know that you matter. You matter. And I tell you that because, that was the third thing on my mind was, make sure everybody's physically okay. Make sure my wife knows where I'm at and that I'm okay. But my third thought was, I made a promise to South Unit that I'll come and we'll spend time together that we all enjoy, and I can't fulfill that promise. So I want you to know that that's the significance that you play in my life, but not just mine. You have that effect in a lot of people's lives. So a few things. It could always be worse, clearly, right? It could always be worse. and think about other people's situations. And when we're upset about ours and we're kicking our you know, kicking in our feet and folding our arms and stomping and saying things aren't fair in our life, how unfair is it in other people's lives that they don't have what we have? Even when we don't have anything, it seems. Maybe let's take a deeper look, or maybe let's step back out of our feelings for a second, because I was in my feelings last night. I'm really bummed about my car, I am. But I'm here talking to you on this video right now. I could not be. As a matter of fact, probably two feet one way or the other, and I probably wouldn't be. But I am, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful that I'll be back to spend time with you guys. But I'm also thankful that I'm here to give you that message, to just take a step back, man, and think about, yeah, things suck, right? Things suck sometimes in our lives, and we go through things, and we don't have what other people have. But we do have things. But we've got to figure out what that is, and we got to figure out how it's important to us. We got to figure out who we're important to and who's important to us. It's not things. It's not. It's people. And it's people that you matter to, and it's people that matter to you. That's what I had to realize, and I'm still realizing that today. I'm just concentrating on that and just being thankful that I'm here. So I'm humbled. I'm thankful. And I can't wait to see you guys again. I think I'm going to be gone today and tomorrow, definitely, to get rid of some of the aches and pains that I got and figure out a vehicle situation. But the point is I'll be back, and back to spend time with you guys, people that matter. Again, definitely get with Miss Cynthia and ask her, you know, about sacrifice and giving up things and working towards your goals, and how she did that this weekend. That's a great example. That's a whole different video, so I'm going to let her tell it, but it's a good lesson. And I hope that you guys take what I, you know, rambled on about this morning and just ponder on it, right? Things suck sometimes. Life sucks. I was in my feelings last night. Damn, could always be worse. We're still here, and we're still working towards that life that we want, right? I'll be okay. You'll be okay. And we're all going to keep going through our ups and downs together. And we're all going to keep trying to fight against the things that we've been fighting against for a while, but we're going to beat them. And just having these thoughts and being thankful rather than upset, and just being reminded of what's important, and not staying in a negative attitude, but instead picking yourself up and getting back to what's really important, that's breaking a cycle. Because we're cycle breakers. I love you guys.